The story of Ali Baba. The events of this story revolve around a person named Ali Baba and his intelligent wife Marjana, who lived in one of the cities of Persia. Ali Baba lived in poverty, need, and want, while his brother Qasim lived a life full of luxury, prosperity, money, and honor. After he married the daughter of a wealthy merchant and enjoyed his wealth after his death, Qasim did not care about the need of his brother Ali Baba, as he worked in trade while his brother could barely find his daily sustenance from selling firewood that he collected on the back of his weak donkey. Once, Ali Baba went out to collect firewood with his donkey and sat down to rest a little after he was exhausted from fatigue. But the sound of horses' hooves coming from afar terrified him, so he ran and hid behind a nearby rock. While he was hiding, he saw a group of masked thieves heading to a large cave, whose door was covered by a huge rock located inside a mountain. When the thieves reached the cave, they said, "Open, Sesame." The mountain split, and a cave full of gold, jewels, and money opened for them. They entered it and collected what they had collected from it on the backs of their horses and left, and the cave closed its door after them. Ali Baba waited until the thieves left, filled with astonishment, and decided to try opening this magical cave himself to enjoy what was in it. Indeed, the mountain split again, and the cave opened its door after Ali Baba said his magic phrase, "Open Sesame," and he began to fill his pockets and the baskets on his donkey with gold coins and jewels, and he was overwhelmed with joy. After that, he returned to his home to tell his dear wife Marjana what had happened to him. Ali Baba sent Marjana to borrow a measure from his brother, Qasim, but that made Qasim's evil wife suspicious, since Ali Baba did not have anything to measure. So why did he want the measure? Qasim's wife thought of a clever trick to reveal this man's secret. So she put honey in the bottom of the measure to know what Ali Baba wanted to measure. When Ali Baba returned the measure to Qasim's wife, she looked at it and saw a coin stuck to it. So she was surprised by that and prompted her husband Qasim to go to his brother to find out his secret. Qasim tricked Ali Baba with sweet talk until he knew the secret of the cave, but he promised him not to go there alone, but his greed made him break his promise and head to the cave with a group of mules loaded with baskets to fill it with whatever jewels and money he could. Qasim was able to enter the cave after saying, "Open Sesame," and he spent a very long time there hoarding gold and carrying whatever money and jewels he could. When he felt that he had to leave this cave, he had forgotten the magic phrase, so he tried and said, "Open, Bum, open, Dakik," and many other attempts that did not succeed. While Qasim was in the cave, the thieves came and saw him in it, so they got hold of him, killed him, and threw him to the ground. Ali Baba went out to look for his brother when he disappeared for a long time, and when he found him dead, he cried bitterly and took him to bury him. When the thieves returned to the cave the next day and did not find Qasim's body, they knew that he had a partner, so they began to search for someone who had died in the city recently. One of the thieves knew that Qasim had a brother named Ali Baba, and that he must be his partner, so he put a sign with white chalk on the door of his house so that the rest of the thieves would know him and get him at night. However, the clever Marjana was aware of their plan and put similar signs on the rest of the houses in the city, so the thieves lost his trace. However, they searched for him again and found him, and they stayed with him as guests under the trick of an oil merchant carrying 40 jars who had been stranded and stayed as a guest with Ali Baba, who did not know that in each of these jars there was a thief who had hidden in them to get him. The guest stayed in Ali Baba's house and put the oil jars in the backyard until the time for the plan came. But the clever Marjana became aware of their trick again when she heard a whisper coming from one of the jars saying, "Is it time?" So she ran and brought heavy stones with which she closed the mouths of the jars until the thieves died of suffocation in them, while she told Aladdin about the plan of his evil guest, and showed him the dagger he was carrying on his waist to kill him. So he got rid of it, and Ali Baba and Marjana lived a comfortable life full of happiness and bliss.